Hello and welcome to the Blue Wolf channel. Our focus here is to make your life better. Anything we have experience with, we're going to share to hopefully make your life a little bit easier. It could be money, it could be food, it could be just about anything that we find important. Thank you for listening and enjoy your video. Thank you for tuning into the Blue Wolf channel. I'm Len and this is the fourth video in my Money Mindset series. This is dedicated towards the young people in the world, especially those in my family. The last couple of videos I have been recommending that you read two books by Robert Kiyosaki. It was Rich Dad Poor Dad and Cashflow Quadrants. Well, if you did read those books, you'll see that he heavily referenced a game that he created. In fact, Rich Dad Poor Dad started out as marketing material for the game, and the marketing material actually ended up being more popular than the game, so he turned it into a book. But the game is still there, and it's still very relevant. The game is Cashflow, and I have played this game literally hundreds of times. I played it when I went to a weekend seminar hosted by Robert's group, and then I was a member of several different real estate investment groups, and a lot of people talked about wanting to play it. Most of them didn't have it, but I did have it, so I started hosting monthly cash flow games at a spare room outside of a restaurant where I frequented regularly. They let me have the room for free as long as everybody ordered something. It was dinner time when we had it, so it wasn't a problem. We played a lot of cash flow. Anyway, it's a real good game. It's kind of a cross between Monopoly and the game of life in its style, as far as rolling the dice and moving so many squares per, whatever the dice is. But there's more to it than that. It makes you look at the debts you have and your income sources, and the way to win the thing is to get more passive income than your actual bills are. So throughout the game, you're trying to reduce your bills and you're trying to build your passive income. And the passive income is the more important of the two from my particular perspective. But when you play the game, you start out, you randomly draw cards that have your financial profile, who you are for the game. It's kind of a role-playing thing. You could be anything from a janitor to a doctor to a lawyer and everything in between. Nurses, just blue collar. There's like a dozen different things in there. And everybody thinks when they first start, oh great, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, look at the size of my income. But they don't look at the debt. There's a lot of debt involved with getting to be a highly paid professional. From having played it hundreds of times, if you get lucky enough to be the janitor, you got about a 70% chance of winning that game if you know what you're doing. I mean, the first time you play it, you might not. Play it as the janitor 3 or 4 times, you'll be beating everybody. Anyway, that's a long-winded way of saying go play Cashflow if you can. Again, this is my version. There's a lot newer ones out there. They changed in looks slightly. There's also a kid's version and a quote-unquote 202 version, which is a little more technical, has a lot more stocks and whatnot in it. I mean, there's all kinds of different investments and deals in this thing for the hypotheticals for the game. But it's fun, and two things, well, more than two things, that I can tell you is don't play with anything less than 4 people. And the more people you have, I mean, if you have multiple boards or if you have to make up frickin' spare characters, just, using things other than what come with the game, all the better, because the more people playing, the more opportunities there are in it. In a couple of seconds here, I'm going to open up the game and show it to you, and then I'll come back and talk to you a little bit about other options to play this game. All right, this is the cash flow game. This is what it looks like. Let me open it up and show it to you. comes with a game board right here. And I will stop this recording and show you it when it's all set up. Alright, I've broken out the game and set it up for the most part. Let me describe what you're seeing here. Back it up a little bit so you can see it as a whole. Big game board, bunch of little pieces. In the middle we have our just cheese. Everybody gets a slice of cheese, and you put it on whatever one of your goals is on here. I'm not going to go through all the possible things because eventually you will read the rule book. But anyway, it's very similar to like Monopoly or the game of life, where you roll the dice, you start with your character, you come in here, and then you just roll the dice and see how far you go. You bounce around the board, and wherever you land on, you deal with what it is. Now, those could be any of a number of things. It could just be a payday, or it could be you land on a doodad, and you have to do whatever it says. For this one, you went shopping and have to pay $350 for fabulous fake jewelry. There goes part of your bank account. And you just keep rolling on around until you get your goal. And you also have to do what the whole point of this is to get enough passive income that you don't have to work anymore. But you start out the game with, you draw one of these cards here. It could be a mechanic, a doctor, or airline pilot. There's a number of different ones, and if you get a good look in here, you see what you start with, your income and your expenses, and your liabilities and assets. And again, all the details are in the rule book, and I'll let you know something right off the top. You don't want to be a doctor or a lawyer. The fastest way to win this game is to be the janitor. The reason for that, and if you've read the 2 books I told you to, is because he has the lowest amount of bills, so he can get to where he's self-supporting with fewer assets, bringing in bringing in cash for him, so he doesn't have to work. You play with these cards here. You basically transfer the information from the little card onto this card, and then you build your assets and your money and your bank account and everything. Now, when you buy this game new, you get a pad with these things. I've played it so many times and we were running low, so I said, heck with it, and I went ahead and laminated 6 of them. Because there's 6 mice, which you are, because you're in the rat race. They're not actually mice, they're rats. But if you get a game yourself, do yourself a favor, laminate them. And then just dry erase markers work just great with it. There's other cards on here. Like if you get a market card, let's see what this one says. It's a house buyer card. If you happen to have a house, you can sell it to them. You got small deals. It depends on how much cash you have, if you want to draw a small deal or a big deal. This one, you decide whether you want or not. You want to get a certificate of deposit. There's all the details at the bottom there. And the bigger deals are going to be things like buy a pizza franchise. And do you have the money to do that? Anyway, that's the basic setup of the game. You should know the mindset by now, because if you read the last 2 books I talked about, they talk about this game heavily. In fact, Rich Dad Poor Dad started out as kind of a marketing tool for this game. It just turned out to be more popular than the game itself. So anyway, I'm going to stop for now, and I'll come back in just a moment with some more information. Okay, having said all that and then showing you the game itself, there is another option available to you. Robert has actually created an online community where you can play this online. That's right, you can play this online against people all around the world. There's games being joined and played constantly. If you look on eBay, half the games that you'll find are coming from Asia and Europe and whatnot. I mean, there's literally a worldwide community playing this. So if you want to get the game yourself, go on eBay. I'm finding games anywhere from $30 to $60. Granted, they're used. But it doesn't matter. You don't have to have a brand new one. In fact, a brand new one's kind of pricey. It's like $300-400 last I checked. Although that's been several years, so that number could have gone either way. But you can get the used ones on eBay from anywhere from $30 to $60. I'll cut a screenshot in here in a minute of it. But again, there's in the description, there will be a link to the online version of it where you can play it online. But be warned, the people that are playing it online are pretty good, so you're probably not going to do so well your first couple games, but that in itself is good because you will learn a lot from doing things wrong. Better to do them wrong in a game than to do them wrong in real life. Anyway, please go play Cashflow. It's a fun game, and games don't last that long. It's not like Monopoly where it's going to last 4, 5, 6 hours. It's not quite as short as Life either, where you can do it in 20 minutes. But I've played games that last 30 minutes. I've played games that last 2 hours. Again, it depends on how many people are playing. Actually, the more people that are playing, the faster the game goes because there's more opportunities. But again, please go play Cashflow. It will help you learn how to make and manage money and how to organize your finances to get yourself free. No longer be a wage slave. Get passive income and enjoy your life. I will see you next time. Thank you for watching this video from the Blue Wolf channel. If you enjoyed your content and want to see more, please hit the like and subscribe buttons down below. Thank you. Good day.